Welcome to California. What do ancient giants, a golden castle, and underwater flying jellyfish have in common? They're all waiting for you in California. In this video, we're diving deep into a world where trees grow taller than Big Ben, where red carpets meet wild condors, and where you can eat gourmet cheese in a vineyard, then spot a shark without ever getting wet. You'll stand beneath the largest living thing on Earth, peek inside the prison that once held Al Capone, and watch the sun melt into the ocean from the top of a glowing Ferris wheel. We're talking wine-soaked hills in Napa, fire-breathing sunsets in Big Sur, mind-bending desert landscapes in Joshua Tree, and wild animal encounters at the world's most famous zoo. You'll even discover where Hollywood's biggest legends left their footprints, where Europe's castles hide in California's hills, and how a quiet wind farm powers half the state while barely making a sound. This isn't a list. This is an adventure through places that will blow your mind. If you stay till the end, you might just plan your next trip before the credits roll. Let's get into it. Yosemite National Park. Carved by glaciers and crowned in granite, Yosemite stands as one of Earth's most breathtaking sanctuaries. In the heart of the Sierra Nevada, this vast wilderness stretches across deep valleys, towering waterfalls, and forests of ancient giants. Its cliffs rise like monuments, Half Dome and El Capitan etched into sky and stone. Yosemite is more than beauty. It is a legacy, a place where John Muir walked and where the idea of national parks took root. Here nature is not scenery, it is presence. Thunder echoes from Yosemite Falls, the tallest in North America. Deer move quietly through meadows while climbers scale walls that touch the clouds. Every season brings change. Spring melts feed rivers and floods valleys with color. Summer lights the granite in gold. Autumn leaves fall slowly. Winter covers everything in stillness. Visitors come by the millions, but step a little deeper and silence returns. Trails lead into wilderness, lakes mirror the sky, campfires flicker beneath ancient trees. Yosemite remains untouched at its core, a cathedral of stone and water where time moves slowly. In a state built on motion, this place reminds us to pause, to look up, and to remember what endures. Big Sur. Between the mountains and the sea, Big Sur clings to cliffs and mist. This stretch of California's central coast is more journey than destination, a place where Highway 1 twists above waves that crash far below. The land here feels untouched. Ancient redwoods rise in silence, while the Pacific pounds against stone. Condors soar over canyons. Waterfalls drop from forest to beach. There are no cities here, only scattered lodges, hidden trails, and the long breath of the ocean. Driving through Big Sur is unlike anywhere else. Each turn opens a new horizon. Bixby Bridge stands like a thread across a canyon, holding road and view together. Fog rolls in without warning, making everything soft and infinite. Writers and artists came here for the quiet. Kerouac walked its ridges. Henry Miller called it home. Even now it feels like a place outside of time, somewhere between earth and myth. There is no center in Big Sur, no square or skyline. Just land and water and road. It is a place where the state's wild heart still beats, and where the edge of California becomes something more than a border. It becomes a feeling. Golden Gate Bridge. Suspended in red steel above the blue waters of the bay, the Golden Gate Bridge connects not just land, but imagination. Completed in 1937, during the depths of the Great Depression, it rose as a symbol of strength, reaching from San Francisco to the Marine Headland. Its towers climb over 700 feet high, wrapped in fog and ocean wind. Beneath it, the Pacific rushes in to meet the bay. Around it, the city moves, but on the bridge there is only the steady rhythm of footstep and wheel. It was once the longest suspension bridge in the world. Even now, it remains unmatched in presence. A drive across its span offers a view of water hills and sky that feels timeless. Pedestrians walk slowly, cameras raised, cyclists pass in quiet lanes. The fog that rolls in transforms it. One moment, a gateway, another, a ghost. The color is not just red, it is international orange chosen to stand out in gray. More than a crossing, the bridge is a monument. It is what people remember, what they photograph, what they return to. In a state of icons, this one arches across time. A bridge not only between coasts, but between hope and horizon. Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks. In the southern Sierra Nevada mountains, giants grow. Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks are twin realms of wonder where the largest trees on Earth rise into the sky and the Earth dips into some of its deepest canyons. The General Sherman tree stands quietly among them, the biggest living thing on the planet by volume. It is not just tall, but ancient, older than most civilizations, still growing slowly under the mountain sun. Visitors walk among trees so wide it takes a dozen people to encircle their trunks. Trails wind through forests that feel eternal, where sunlight filters through branches hundreds of feet above. In Kings Canyon, the land drops away. Cliffs rise above wild rivers carving paths through granite. Waterfalls roar down canyon walls. The scale is immense, humbling, and strangely peaceful. These parks are not flashy. There are no cities, no signs of rush, just stone, tree, and time. It is a place to breathe deeply and walk slowly. Together, Sequoia and Kings Canyon are sanctuaries of scale. Places where California remembers how small we are and how deeply rooted life can be. Death Valley National Park. Where the earth cracks and the sun rules, Death Valley stretches out in silence. It is the hottest, driest, and lowest place in North America. A desert of extremes and of quiet perfection shaped by wind salt and time. In summer, the heat becomes surreal. Temperatures rise above 120 degrees. The ground shimmers, yet even here, life endures. Desert flowers bloom after rare rains. Lizards dash between rocks. Shadows stretch long at sunset across dunes that shift like waves. Badwater Basin sinks more than 280 feet below sea level, a floor of white salt and endless sky. To the west, the Panamint Range rises, in contrast, dusted with snow in winter. At night, the sky explodes with stars untouched by city light. Zabriskie Point and Dante's View offer overlooks where the land rolls in color gold and copper and gray. Ghost towns nearby, whisper of miners who came and vanished. Despite its name, Death Valley is full of life, but it is life on the edge. Resilient, stubborn quiet, a place where nothing is easy and everything is vast. Here the earth tells an older story. One written in salt and silence, a reminder that beauty can live in extremes and endurance. Lake Tahoe. High in the Sierra Nevada mountains, Lake Tahoe rests in icy stillness, a deep blue mirror cradled by pine and snow. It is the second deepest lake in the United States and one of the clearest on Earth, a basin carved by glaciers filled with silence and sky. The shoreline stretches across two states, California and Nevada, each side offering its own rhythm. In summer boats cut through the water, families gather on sandy beaches and trails wind into alpine forests. In winter, snow falls thick and steady, transforming the lake into a backdrop for skiing, snowshoeing, and fireside quiet. The water stays cold year-round, yet people swim, leap from boulders, and glide across it in kayaks. Light shifts across its surface from dawn to dusk, a changing canvas of reflection. Emerald Bay, with its tiny island, is one of the most photographed places in California. But even beyond the cameras, the lake speaks. It is a place of still beauty, of depth, both physical and spiritual. In a state of cities and coasts, Lake Tahoe offers something different, a space between mountain and water, between silence and movement. A calm at the summit. Joshua Tree National Park. Where two deserts meet, a strange beauty rises. Joshua Tree National Park stretches across the junction of the Mojave and Colorado deserts, a place of rock, light, and silence. Its namesake tree with twisted branches stands like a sculpture against wide skies, shaped by heat and resilience. The landscape feels alien. Massive boulders pile like forgotten monuments. Cacti bloom with sudden color. Coyotes call in the dusk. The air is dry and clear, filled with wind and light. The Milky Way glows here in a sky untouched by city glare. Night in Joshua Tree is as alive as day. But beyond the adventure, the park speaks quietly. It teaches survival. Fragile ecosystems built on nothing but sand and time. Life that grows where none should. Beauty that does not ask to be noticed, but waits for those who stay long enough to see it. Joshua Tree is not loud, it is not easy, but it is real. A raw piece of California where the desert does not resist you. It invites you to slow down and listen. Hollywood. In the hills above Los Angeles, 9 white letters look down on a city built on illusion. Hollywood is not just a place, it is an idea, a dream machine where fame flickers bright and stories are born larger than life. The Walk of Fame stretches along Hollywood Boulevard, each star a name in a galaxy of performances. Tourists snap photos outside the Chinese Theater, where footprints of legends press into the concrete. Cameras flash, street performers pose, and somewhere nearby, scripts are written and auditions unfold. But behind the lights, Hollywood is layered, a neighborhood with history and grit. Studios like Paramount and Universal still produce magic. The Hollywood Bowl fills with music under open sky. Griffith Observatory watches from above, linking stars on the screen to stars in the sky. Redwood National and State Parks. Far in Northern California, where fog rolls through silent valleys, the redwoods rise. These are the tallest trees on Earth, living pillars that stretch toward the sky as if reaching for memory itself. Some are over 2,000 years old. Others stand as wide as houses. Walking among them, the world feels different. Light filters down in Golden Street. Ferns unfurl at your feet. Footsteps are muffled by moss and fallen needles. It is not quiet here. It is hushed, like a cathedral. These parks span both national and state lands, protecting not just the trees, but the ancient ecosystems they shelter. Elk wander meadows. Owls call from hidden branches. Streams move slowly through shadowed forests. Visitors drive the Avenue of the Giants or hike through groves with names like Lady Bird Johnson and tall trees. Each trail feels like a journey backward into nature, into time, into something older than cities. The Redwoods are not dramatic in the way of mountains or canyons. Their beauty is patient. You don't look at them, you stand with them. In a world moving fast, the Redwoods remind us what it means to endure, to grow slowly, and still reach impossible heights. Alcatraz Island. In the center of San Francisco Bay, surrounded by cold tides and fast currents, sits Alcatraz Island, once a fortress, then a prison, now a place of memory. Its walls once held the nation's most notorious criminals, its cells small and silent. But today the island speaks in echoes. From the ferry, the island looks both beautiful and forbidding. Seagulls circle the lighthouse. The prison looms above with its peeling paint and iron bars. Visitors walk the same halls where inmates once paced dreams drifting through the fog. Alcatraz was once escape-proof. The water's cold and fierce, the city lights just out of reach. Yet even here there were gardens, books, music, and moments of reflection. But Alcatraz is more than a prison. It was a military post before the cells, and in the 1960s became a symbol of Native American protest. Now it is a national historic site. Self-guided tours fill the cell block with quiet footsteps and whispered stories. A small island with a heavy history, looking out at a city that never stops moving. San Diego Zoo. In the heart of Balboa Park, where palm trees sway and canyon trails wind through gardens, the San Diego Zoo spreads across 100 acres of life, color, and quiet wonder. It is one of the most celebrated zoos in the world, not for size alone, but for what it represents: care, conservation, and connection. More than 12,000 animals live here, from clouded leopards to Komodo dragons. Giant pandas once called it home. Koalas rest in eucalyptus shade. Giraffes stretch toward high branches. Flamingos cluster in flashes of pink. This is no ordinary zoo. It pioneered open-air enclosures, placing animals in naturalistic habitats instead of cages. Its pathways are jungles and deserts. Ropes hang in canopies above, while winding trails lead through lush foliage, mimicking the corners of the planet. It is not just about display, it is about survival. California is more than a destination. It's a collection of worlds waiting to be explored. From the tallest trees and quiet deserts to oceanfront wonders and castles in the clouds, every place tells its own unforgettable story. Whether you're drawn to natural beauty, rich history, or once-in-a-lifetime experiences, this journey proves one thing: California doesn't just live up to the hype, it rewrites it. Thanks for watching, and until the next adventure, keep exploring. If you loved this journey, hit subscribe and share the adventure with friends. Let's explore the world together.